back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Now, Cardi B is bragging about her album that allegedly got pushed back. That's what the fans are saying due to her pregnancy. But she said this album's so good, 1,000% confident. Now, my whole thing is, I don't know how she could be confident considering that downside flop. You know, so that lets me know she's trying to rely on features, because if downside flop and that's on the album, I don't know how you could be 100 or 1,000% confident. Okay. But because she got that Queen Bee collab, okay, she got some big heavy hitters on the album, I think she's relying on the features to really give her a hit. Now, a lot of fans are still speculating that the album could get pushed back only because allegedly Cardi B is pregnant. Okay, like we previously discussed. That's what they're saying in the streets. Now, Cardi B said that she has gained weight because she's happy in her relationship or open relationship with Stefan Diddy, because he's been spotted out with several other women. But let me know how y'all feel about it and how much y'all think Cardi B gonna sell first week. I still think she could probably do 80 to 90,000, 80 to 100K. Okay, because remember, she got physicals. You know, Justin Bieber didn't have physicals, but I think with the payola and the physicals, she can do 80 to 100K first week. Now, a TDE affiliate who had allegedly threatened Nicki Minaj is coming back out and backtracking and trying to get in the Queen's good graces after she had basically asked the FBI and the CIA to investigate this man. Now, this is what he had to say.
Ripping on the internet, and I'm like, not Nicki. Not Nicki. Like, and truth in the details, chat. I felt, if I'm being completely honest with y'all, I felt I wasn't even going hard at her. I wouldn't even want to go at her because that's Nicki Minaj. Now I'm like, damn, why Nicki Minaj clout chasing the WAP? Like, you know what I'm saying? What you doing? You got an album? What you got going on? She going that business. Anyway, let's slow it down. So, Nicki, I wasn't threatening you, sweetheart. I don't want nothing done to you. Niggas ain't even worried about you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas ain't even worried about you. But, nigga, you done there. And, like, with all due respect, like, I don't even know. Nicki, niggas ain't worried about you, bro. Like, honestly, we love you over here, man. You the queen. You doing it up, bro. Like, you just got, and I got at the Barbs. If it's any Barbs in the chat, I need to holler at the Barbs real quick, because I feel it's the Barb's fault that's empowering all of this fuckery right here. Like, I feel like when she did this, the Barb's should have been stepping in. Like, at this point in Nicki's career, we ain't, like, the Barbs, y'all been leading Nicki down this dark alley. I'm gonna be honest. Y'all are leading Nicki Minaj down a dark alley to the point of no return. Y'all are not letting this lady age gracefully in hip hop. Y'all not letting her age gracefully. Like, when I'm looking at Nicki Minaj, I'm like, damn, why Nicki Minaj ain't in her Clipse era? Like, why Nicki Minaj ain't in her Clipse era doing it up? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you supposed to be in your bag right now. You ain't supposed to be hollering that MacWap on Twitter. Like, what the fuck? Like, and I'm like, bitch, excuse me. I'm like, damn, like, I never would have thought it would have been a time I'm ignoring this motherfucker. I like MacWap ignoring Nicki Minaj on Twitter. Like, what the fuck? Bitch, clout chasing.
See, Nicki, this is what happens when you give duds the time of day. Now, he's trying to say that you clout chasing and he's a nobody. You see how that happened, Onika? This is what happens when you give F-listers the time of day. Now he trying to run with the narrative that you clout chasing. Even though he kind of tried to apologize, it seemed like his apology wasn't completely genuine. Okay, I just think that he felt some type of way because obviously she is trying to get the law enforcement involved. Now, Congresswoman Luna said that she spoke with Nicki Minaj directly and will be doing everything that she can to ensure her safety. Congresswoman Luna said that basically that threats and violence and assassination is taken seriously. RICO is illegal. I'm deeply concerned that there has been unchecked corruption within certain aspects of the rap industry. Artists should be respected and not afraid of managers, labels, etc. Now, I don't know Congresswoman Luna that well. You know, the only time I've heard of her is when she was sticking up for Tory. But with that being said, artists being afraid of, labels and managers and certain people in the industry, I don't know if that is considered RICO, okay? The proper definition of a RICO is when you commit fraud, bribery, sex trafficking, selling drugs. It's basically when you have an organization that's basically corrupt. It's ran illegally. Now, of course, Camel Face and a lot of these, big executives in the game, they are terrible people. Borderline evil, if you really want to be completely honest. But RICO is very hard to prove. Okay? So I don't know if you would classify this as RICO. I think that's a stretch. This is more of abuse and sabotage. Okay? Abusing an artist financially. Financial abuse. Okay? So Nicki sue, that's where she should do. Say that it's financial abuse. Say that she's being sabotaged. Show the receipts. That's what you would call it. Financial abuse and sabotage. A RICO, I don't know about that. I just don't think it would go anywhere if you do RICO. And I only think the feds could give you a RICO charge. I don't think people can just give you RICO charges. That's not how it works. But it's definitely some criminal activity in financial abuse. Now, moving on from that, Megan Thee Stallion has made or raised $1.2 million during her first ever gala for the Pete and Thomas Foundation. Okay. That's the gala she was thanking, I think Deseret at. And she brought Klay Thompson and, Klay was bragging that, Megan Thee Stallion got him a $300,000 watch. So, it looks like Megan got the coin. Okay. But with that being said, I'm thinking 1.2 million, not really a lot of money. I'm like, damn, all them damn celebrities was there. She had little Uzi, Taraji, Desiree. I'm sure Camel Face was somewhere hiding behind the curtain. I'm like, damn, that's it. But for her first ever gala, that's not too bad. I just thought it would be more, at least like 5 million, because Megan Thee Stallion got, all these connections. Did Cardi B and Scratch Off and all the fake female rappers donate? Y'all supposed to be Megan Thee Stallion's bestie. Y'all could do more than 1.2. Now, it looks like Nicki Minaj is calling out Camel Face. She remains on everybody's neck and talks about the sabotage she's been going through.
That Jay-Z has exhibited signs of envy, jealousy, hate, and stopping bags behind the scenes, allegedly. Why is it always the same story? So that means Nas made all of that stuff up. DMX made all of that stuff up. He was beefing for a minute with 50, with Dame and Dipset for a while. And isn't it interesting how many feuds, even with females, that he's allegedly been behind as well? What about all of the people who have made claims about their businesses or accusations about some business practices, allegedly, of course? Were Are all of those people, even currently right now, are they all making it up?
So let me know how y'all feel about this. Now, I hope by the end of the year we get a court date. Okay? I hope by the end of the year we get a court date and we find out, what's really going on behind the scenes. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Nicki Minaj says she's not releasing any music until this is rectified. That came out of her own mouth. She said she's not releasing music for the end of the year because of the sabotage. So are you gonna just sit around and, talk about these alleged receipts, or are you going to nail it in a coffin and get camel face? Because that's what we need to happen. You can't allow camel face to force you to retire. You can't allow that because you're the queen of rap. Nicki musically is more relevant than camel face. Why should she sit down and he walk around stage in Paris and ATL sucking the life out of people and rapping like he's 75 when in all actuality, nobody wants to hear him say a peep. Okay? So with that being said, Nicki, we need you to take this to court. Okay? You can't let camel face silence your career. Okay? Because you said out of your own mouth you're not releasing music until this is rectified. So with that being said, a court date needs to be filed. We need court date by December 31st, 2025. Now, moving on from that, fans are clocking Nicki Minaj, okay, with Queen B, Tina, and SZA. Nicki Minaj, I think it was on Twitter, she said that SZA wasn't an icon, right? And with that being said, she also mentioned how SZA is not known in the same countries Nicki Minaj might be known in. But fans have basically brought out the receipts that SZA is still the top 3 highest grossing black women of all time. Queen B's at number 1 with 2 billion gross for her tours. Tina Turner has grossed $561 million for her tours. And then SZA has grossed $369 million, and she's also planning on doing a Lana tour. Okay, she recently said that she will be putting out new music and going on a Lana tour for her deluxe. In my opinion, I don't think SZA got enough new music to be going on another tour. Maybe she's talking about in 2027, sis, because after the Grand National Tour, you need to be taking a busy break and putting out another album. I know she said new music was coming, but SZA, the Lion Scorpio, okay? She probably not dropping an album to 2027, 2028. She's going to take forever. But with that being said, let me know how y'all feel about this. A lot of fans feel like SZA is clocking Nicki Minaj because, she has a higher gross tour revenue than Nicki. Now, moving on from that, there has been some speculation that Rihanna is having a girl this time when it comes to her new baby. She teased that, fans could possibly get a Smurfette, okay? But let me know if you guys think she is going to have another boy or girl. Me, I don't care what she having because she ain't put out no music. And the music that she has put out, what was the recent one she put out for the Smurf was trash. That was AI. That wasn't even good. That was strictly AI. And, Rihanna should be ashamed of herself putting out that type of music. But with that being said, I don't really care if she's having a girl or boy, to be quite honest. No shade. Now, unfortunately, 3 Dreads, you do have to come to the front of the congregation. We love Weezy, but it has been reported and the fans are clowning Wayne because the Clipse, Pusha T and his brother, Malice, they outsold the Carter 6 album, which came out, a month ago? And unfortunately, the Clipse outsold Wayne, and they did, I think, 113,000 first week. Unfortunately, Wayne only did 108, which is not bad for Wayne. But when has the Clipse ever outsold Wayne? That don't even make sense to me. I need a recount. No. Something is not adding up. When has the Clipse ever outsell Wayne. Wayne is a hit maker. He didn't have no hits on that album. But he's usually a hit maker. Like, what? How is this possible? That's very odd. But Wayne, unfortunately, I'm going to have to give you 50,000 lashes. Why? Because I feel like the reason why I'm giving him 50,000 lashes is because you complained about not performing at the Super Bowl. Okay, but you deserve to perform. Let's be honest. I'd rather see Wayne than Camel Face. Camel Face better not be performing next year. That's all I know. Or the NFL and Camel Face will be receiving 1 million lashings. But with that being said, I feel as though since you wanted to perform after Super Bowl, right? And it's not like you can dance and sing. You can't put on a show like Usher or Chris Brown. And then on top of that, you was doing all these interviews and whining and all this stuff, but yet you couldn't even outsell the Clipse. I mean, come on now. Now, hindsight, maybe, the Kung Fu Kenny fans did support. I didn't support the Clipse album. I don't really listen to Clipse, but, he did have that Kung Fu Kenny feature that everybody was talking about on Chains and Whips. So maybe that's what Wayne was missing. He got to have the good elite features because the Clipse, they had some good features on that album. They had Nas, they had Kung Fu Kenny, they had John Legend. Wayne, other than the Band No or No Band remix, whatever the song was called, it was a chop. Okay, so I love Wayne, but you gotta do better than next album. You can't let the Clipse outsell you. That's kind of embarrassing. I need a recount. Now, Shannon Not So Sharpe and his tight ass pants also will be receiving 100,000 lashings. Now, you may be wondering why. Well, it has been reported that Shannon Sharpe and his Jane Doe, the lady that was suing him for $50 million for abuse and, sexual assault, whatever it was. It has been reported that he settled out of court. Now, the Busby law firm filed a complaint in Nevada making several allegations against Shannon Sharpe on the behalf of our client. Both sides acknowledge a long-term consensual and terminless relationship after protracted and respectful negotiations. I am pleased to announce that we have reached a mutual agreed upon resolution. All matters have now been addressed satisfactorily and matter is closed. The lawsuit will thus be dismissed with prejudice. Okay? Which means he settled out of court and gave her, allegedly they're saying $20 to $30 million, just like Diddy gave Cassie. He had to give up that coin. That's the only reason why it would be dismissed. Okay, she had a lot of evidence against him, so he didn't want to go to trial. Let's be very clear. So Shannon Not So Sharpe and his tight ass pants will be receiving 100,000 lashings. He just signed, I think what it was, like $100 million contract. So what's $20 million, $30 million if you sign a $100 million contract? That's nothing. I definitely don't feel bad for Shannon because he don't even like black women. So he get what he get and he don't get upset. I hope women keep finessing him and they keep taking a coin. Okay? But anyway, I got some very hot tea on Patreon. Link will be in the description. And I hope you have a great day.